Well, good evening, YouTube. This is your Daily Stoic with your host, Jeffrey. Believe in yourself, McCabe. Just talking to one of my good friends, Francois, my homie, since we were like 4 years old. We're just talking about belief and manifestation and whether, belief in God, believe in good, believe in all this. But the power of belief itself is life changing. So, believe in yourself. As always, reading the Daily Stoic without the cover sleeve. 366 Meditations on Wisdom, Perseverance, and the Art of Living by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hasselman. At least I got the cover part memorized. We don't need that anymore. See how long till this thing's like scuffed up. Like I say every single time, if you don't know what Stoicism is, please get out of here. Go Google it, go YouTube it, do some research, and then come back and enjoy the Stoic readings. Ancient philosophy started on the porch. Ceno, C-E-N-E-O, I think it was the first Stoic teacher, and he would teach it on the porch. The word Stoic means porch, or a derivative of porch, something like that. And they would teach it on the porch. And it caught on and caught on and caught on. And a lot of people think it's just not having emotions, but it's actually controlling your emotions. And they're virtuous people. Be a good person, but don't get angry at things outside of your control, right? And they even say there's like teachings you'll see come across them. It's like you can't even really control your own body, right? You can help, you can feed it, whatever, but all you have is your mind, your choice on how you see things and how you perceive things and how you act, right? You can't control when your heart stops. You can't control, you know what I mean? If you get sick, you can't really fully control that. It's outside of your control. And it is this thing that you have to practice and think about your emotions and how you react, anger, sadness, all the different levels of emotion. If you can stay cool, calm, collected through all that, that is the key to being a strong person. Today is March 30th. Reason in all things. Hurry to your own ruling reason, to the reason of the whole, and to your neighbors, to your own mind, to make it just, to the mind of the whole, to remember your place in it, and to your neighbor's mind, to learn whether it's ignorant or of sound knowledge, while recognizing it's like yours. Marcus Aurelius, Meditations 9.22. If our lives are not ruled by reason, what are they ruled by? Impulse, whim, mimicry, unthinking habit. As we examine our past behavior, it's sad how often we find these to be the case. That we were not acting consciously or deliberately, but instead by forces we did not bother to evaluate. It also happens that these are the instances that we're mostly likely to regret. That's true, man. You can just do things on a whim. As you're a person growing up, you come into adulthood and you're chasing love, you're chasing whatever, whatever it's sex, money, drugs, rock and roll, all that stuff. You don't ever stop to even think about it. You don't even stop to think what you're doing. And that's how terrible addictions can happen. I still smoke cigarettes, and I'm telling you, dude, it's bad. I know it's bad. I gotta quit. And those are those impulses. I don't even think about that. I wanted to take it. Boom, I just go. I don't even think about it. And that's something I would like to master. But you could extrapolate that throughout your entire life, everything you do. What is on impulse? What is just because? What is just old habits, right? And it's a good thing to stop and think about. Try to reevaluate why you do what you do. What is your, And what he says here about the whole, I'll go back to it, right? It's like, to your own mind, to make it just, to the mind of the whole, to remember your place in it. And it's like, I take that a couple different ways. When I think about the whole, it's like, what am I doing? Is it bettering for the whole? And the whole means all of us, the entire thing, right? It's hard we always think of ourselves as insignificant in a sense, right? Sometimes you can get that thought, like we're just a speck of dust. And in one way that's true, but in another way, we all play a part to the entire thing. And whether that's your household, your work, your city, the whole thing, the whole universe. We are one piece of that entire universe. And I think it's important that we all try to play a reasoned choice, or think about our importance into that, right? But then what Marcus is kind of like Marcus Aurelius saying is like, remember your place in the whole. You play a part, but you're not the whole thing. Like, don't get too, it's like when they thought the earth was the center of everything and that we were this big, and it turns out we're not, right? Don't think you're the center of everything. You're playing a part in this thing we call life, in this thing we call the world, in this thing we call the universe. And that part can be, you could be selfish and not give a fuck about nobody. You can, live your life unimportantly, or you can use choice and you can try to better life around you. But without being like, I'm the best and I did this. It's like, no, man, I play a part. I smiled at that person today. I raised my children to have good hearts and they will affect people all around them. That's where I think, to me, the Stoic philosophy shines the brightest. It's like, you're playing a part. Do your part. Your part. Everybody has a part. Pick it up, right? You have a responsibility, That makes me think of Jordan Peterson. I listened to a ton of his stuff, especially like his university classes before he got into this whole, if you don't know Jordan Peterson, he got into this whole thing where he became like this right-wing intellectual, and I think they use that a lot to make him famous. And I think he got caught up in that. If I watched him, he was on benzos. There's a whole story, right? And a lot of people hate him right off the surface. Oh, he fucking doesn't like trans people. I didn't catch that when he did the whole Joe Rogan thing and he stood up against Bill C-78 or 68 or whatever the heck it was. It was about compelled speech. And then that got him some notoriety, and then I think they ran with it a little bit. But he used to put his university classes, he was a university teacher out of U of T. He used to put his psychology university classes on YouTube. They're still out there. You can go watch them. And but he spoke about responsibility and happiness. He said happiness is a byproduct of living a fulfilled, responsible life. He said, and he ended up speaking to, his audience was a lot of young men, and it was like, young men lack purpose and responsibility. He's like, you want to really feel happy? You want to feel fulfilled? Maybe happiness shouldn't be your goal, right? Happiness isn't the goal of life. It's a byproduct of living a good life, but it should be to do good, to raise a family, to be a strong person, right? Man or woman. But it's like, that's that stuff, right? Like, if you want to feel like, pick up the heaviest thing. Like he would say that all the time. If you want, pick up the heaviest responsibility you can and lift it and do what you got to do. I love that idea. And that's what I think about us all playing a part in the whole as we are, right? You use your reasoned choice to play a good part in the whole, and don't get it too ahead of yourself. You're not the end all be all. But if we all do a little of the lifting, many hands will make light work. But be a good person. Do good. That is your Daily Stoic for March 30th, 2025. Hope you guys have a great day. Love, hope, faith. Peace.